Hi everybody and welcome to Rose Sky Tarot. Now this reading is for Gemini for the 14th of January 2019 and it's a general reading so may not suit everyone but hopefully there's a message here just for you. Enjoy! Okay, now before we start the cards that are in front of you just now, I had shuffled the cards prior to beginning this video for you. And I always shuffle the cards extensively. And just as I was about to begin the reading for you, these two cards popped out of the deck. So we had the Ten of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups, both in the upright. Now, this is like the pinnacle of family life. So, in general, is it possible that you have won the jackpot, basically, that you have created a very stable family life, one that has some wealth underlying it, and you've made a very comfortable existence and you've created a healthy life. And this family life is based on a long-standing way of living. And it could be that you've got more than one generation. You could be living with your parents or grandparents, but there's a whole variety of different age levels in your home. And it could also be that, and moving on to the next card, the Ten of Cups, is that you have such a harmonious relationship with the person that you love, your own particular family. And if you have children, those too. And you work together so well and got on so well together that coming home is like the most pleasurable experience that you could have. And you're also coming home to, an abundant setting. So with both of these cards together, this is like your sanctuary. Because you have the traditions of the past and the prosperity for the future. You have a strong family unit. And within that, your own family unit. And such a hugely connected family that fulfills you in ways that other people just don't have. Now let's move them over to the side just now. So I thought that I would add them in because if the cards pop out prior to the reading, then I usually feel that there's a reason for that, especially if they haven't been included in the actual reading itself. So I dug those two cards out for you. Right, now let's get to the reading that we pulled for you for the 14th of January. Now, the bottom of the deck I usually use as an indicator of what the larger reading is going to be about. And we have the Five of Swords, the Four of Swords, and the Six of Pentacles in reverse. Now, in going back to the Five of Swords, Are you maybe in a battle of wits? Are you maybe pitted against your competitors? Is this maybe to do with a business venture? And it could be that you have been a little bit fast and loose with the truth. And it could be that you have also made a few, I wouldn't say enemies, but there's a few people who have had their eyes open to what you would do in this competitive situation. And I think it more reflected on your behaviour and how you went about things than what you were actually trying to do. And this all came to a head, and it could be that you have words with this person, and there could be some humiliation and there could be some aggression that comes out. And because of all the things that have been said, are you maybe feeling that it's something that you have to take time and think about? Do you maybe have to consider the things that have been said because of what you've lost here? It could be that you valued whatever this relationship was and you didn't realise it until it wasn't there anymore. And that's something that, you've had to go away and think about after all the harsh words that have been said. And I'm going to move on to the Six of Pentacles in reverse now. Has that action affected your life in a negative way? Have you maybe damaged your standing if this is a business venture? Have you maybe damaged your standing because of your actions and how you went about things? And it could mean that, you're viewed unfavourably. And you're maybe not, you're maybe someone that they don't approach for help anymore. Or maybe it's that you wouldn't provide the help or are unable to give the help. Because are you maybe feeling a little bit, how do I say this? Are you maybe feeling a little bit like you want to have a bit of revenge? Are you maybe a poor sportsman over what's happened here? Okay, let's move on. Okay, so we have the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, the Two of Pentacles in reverse, and the Seven of Swords. Now, could it be that because of your previous actions that you've maybe lost out in a few things? Have you maybe lost certain resources, or have you lost out on, some finances that you thought you were going to have? And that could have an effect on your health. It could be your stress level is going through the roof. It could be that there are other physical concerns because of the pressure that is now on your shoulders. And things could be so difficult that are you maybe having to be creative in when things get paid? Are you maybe having to be a bit elusive in where you are and who you talk to get out of awkward situations? But behind all of that, are you maybe, running round trying to find solutions to what this problem is? Or you're working 10 to the dozen, even if those actions are maybe a little bit sneaky. Because, you need to sort whatever this situation is. You need to rescue yourself and your family financially. And if it takes blurring the lines a little bit, then that seems to be something that you are willing to do. Now let's move on to the next set of cards. And we have the Four of Pentacles, the Chariot, and the King of Pentacles. Now, are you quite possessive and protective of the resources that you now have because of, the loss that has happened in the near past? And it's something that the finances are something that has, possibly got you a little bit worried because you are so protective of this. Could it be that you don't want to lose any more that you already have? Now, let's move on to the next two cards because these two cards seem to turn the table a little bit. Because apart from all of these financial worries that you have, do you maybe have a vision of what your future is going to be? Do you maybe have a focus that you want to build into something amazing? And you're willing to work the hours, you're willing to, to focus your ambition and your drive on whatever this is. And every step you take has the determination that whatever you plan to do will be a success, and you're making progress. You're making progress towards the next card, which is the King of Pentacles, that you reclaim the wonderful life that you had. You reclaim the resources, the abundant living, the good life. You're back in control again. And you've done it by possibly streamlining. Have you maybe looked at all the processes that you've had to use each day in order to make this achievement happen. So it could be that you're looking at how you do things, how quickly you do things, the quality that you can achieve in that time, and the best value for money. Because this could be your aim, this could be what is driving you. This affluent life for your family. Oops, I just moved everything there. Hold on a wee second. There we go. Okay, let's move down now. And we have the Ace of Wands in reverse, the Star, and the Fool in reverse. Now, all of this effort to move things forward, each step that you take takes you closer to this destination. But is it maybe not going fast enough for you? Do you feel that you're missing out on opportunities because this part of the process is taking way too long? And it's something that you're not very happy about. But it's not really something that you can change. Sometimes you just have to accept that there will be delays. And the point is that you don't lose faith in what you're trying to achieve. You get yourself into such a positive headspace and feel inspired and optimistic that you're going to achieve this wonderful life. And bring back the peace in your life and push away all the frustration that you're feeling because it's not going fast enough for you. Because if you don't, then it could be that maybe you begin to take too many risks. Maybe you would jump into something without researching it properly first. And maybe you could be a little bit naive in who you trust. And looking at things that have happened before regarding your finances, who you trust and what risks you take are something that you have to be at peace with. So don't allow yourself to push yourself into something that is on shaky ground. Let's move on to the next three cards. And we have the Hanged Man in reverse, the King of Wands, and the Page of Cups in reverse, sorry. Page of Cups in reverse. So it could be that you're having to slow things down. You're going to have to, put things on hold because, it could be that you might start making decisions that will lead you down the wrong path. And even though you're thinking that you're holding yourself back, there's a lot of good ideas that you're having. So it's not that you throw those ideas away. bank those ideas. But I think that holding yourself back from jumping into every single one of them and taking the risk of doing too many things at the one time would not be beneficial. That would be naive because you're only one person. You don't have an unlimited amount of energy and time. And, that is supported by the next card, which is the Page of Cups in reverse. Because there is a vulnerability there. It could be that if you put too much pressure on yourself, then you could also begin to be oversensitive. And your emotional state could become very stressful for you. And that is not something that you want to do. So try not to put yourself under so much pressure to achieve too many things too quickly. Because although this is a slow path, each step you take will get you to this abundant life. And you just have to make your peace with the slowness of it. Let's bring these back in now, and we have the Five of Swords, Four of Swords, and the Six of Pentacles in reverse. So there has been crossed words, crossed intentions, maybe battling for something that, has encouraged a little bit too much competition. And it's had the negative effect. And it's made you go away and think about everything and recuperate from all the harsh words that have been said and create a plan of what you want to do. Because everything that's happened has not come out in your favour. And people are not looking at you in the same way. They may not want to ask for your help, and it could be that for certain people, you wouldn't want to offer it in the first place. But in the overall energy of this reading is what you're doing it all for, your family. Because you have a stable, happy, abundant family life. And you have got so many traditions within that, which helps you have a good basis for, a financial plan for the future. And you've got such a wonderful partner to do it with that your home life seems to be the one thing that is stable. Okay. Now, there's a lot of different things that's been discussed through the cards and my interpretation of them today, and hopefully there has been some questions answered for you. But if this reading hasn't really reflected the things that you wanted to know, then it could be that this reading in entirety was not meant for you today. It could be that maybe there's just one or two cards that highlight something for you. But regardless, I hope that you've enjoyed this reading and that I'll see you next time. Bye.